What's up, friends, family, viewers everywhere? I'm sure you're all watching this. This is my first video of a mini series I'm doing where I'm talking to brokers, owners, real estate moguls, people who have been successful in the real estate industry. We're picking their brain, we're learning where they have come from, what they're doing now, and where they're going, and what they see in the real estate industry. And I think it's very important because there's a lot to learn from them. And today we are here with Joe Lenz from Century 21 Discovery. Joe, how are you? Thanks for coming on.
Hey, fantastic, Collin. How you doing, man?
I'm doing great. I really appreciate you taking time out of your busy day to be here with me. It means a lot.
Absolutely. It's when you called me up and asked me to do this, I'm on it, man. So nice job.
I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Now, Joe, who are you? Well, we know you're from Century 21 Discovery, but what do you do, and how did you get to where you're at?
Oh man, great question. I've been started this crazy business 42 years ago.
Wow.
And, started selling and moved into management with Coldwell Banker, and then had the opportunity to come on board with a business partner here at Century 21 Discovery 25 years ago, and then he retired, and my family and I bought him out, and now it's my wife and daughter Stephanie and her husband, and family-owned business.
So you've been part of Century 21 Discovery for 25 years, been doing real estate for like 42 years, and now it's a family business at Century 21 Discovery. How amazing is that? That's awesome.
It's pretty cool. That's really cool.
Pretty phenomenal. So you were a real estate agent to start, then you became a manager, and then you went into ownership.
Yeah.
That's kind of the laydown. That's a great little blueprint right there. And where do you guys see, what is the makeup of Century 21 Discovery currently? What is your model? What are you guys about?
That's a good question. One of the things that we do every day is, we're really here to inspire our agents and employees to obtain their personal and professional goals. And there was quite a discussion when we started that whole mantra deal, but really to be to supply the consumer with the best trained, most ethical, knowledgeable realtors available, and that's what we're all about. Good people.
And that's really, really important. And along with providing great service, etc., how do you guys help your agents with transactions? What's your broker or owner to agent relationship?
Well, first of all, it comes out of love. I really do love the people that work with me, and it's a lot of fun. So I believe heavily in that. But Collin, if you take and compare it to a football game, and it's like I'm the coach, and we're coaches, and if we can bring that quarterback or the agent over to the sideline and say, hey, you know what, you may want to do this, or Joe, I need help doing this, and how do we do that, and how do we, that's really what we're doing. We're coaching on the sidelines, 24/7, just like the agents are.
Gotcha. That's huge. That's really important to have that kind of support as an agent. I know in my field, just talking to agents, that's what they want to hear. And what do you expect from your agents at the office? Do they have any certain expectations they have to hit, or is there a reasonable volume they're supposed to hit as an agent, or can you go into more of that?
I think one of the things that what we really expect from our agents is to do what you say and say what you do.
Gotcha.
And that's most important. That's most important to us. If you're going to make a commitment, follow through on that commitment. If you're going to commit to a client, let's do a great job. If your skills set are not equal to that particular transaction, let's get some help in there with you and mentor you up or team you up with somebody else. Let's really work with you and really help you get through it and be available. It's and it's like we all have different skill sets that we use. So
No, I think integrity is very important when it comes to being a business person as a whole.
Yeah,
That's a great point. Now, real estate, like well, every industry is ever changing, right? We
right.
have technology, so we have to innovate. What are you doing to innovate and keep up with the times at C21 Discovery?
Wow, that's another, you know, great question, and it all kind of started. Well, first of all, I'm curious. I have a genuine curiosity for our business. I have a genuine curiosity on. I'm not afraid to try just about anything. So
You like
Collin,
being uncomfortable, as we've
well,
talked
yeah,
about before.
Tom Ferry said that, and I posted it on our training room wall. Getting uncomfortable with being uncomfortable, and that's just a big part of it. But
Yeah,
the
absolutely.
other thing is 10 years ago, I went through a little over about 10 years ago, I went through a reboot.
Okay.
And I was either going to become obsolete or relevant. And so I doing my best to maintain relevancy on a daily basis and move forward. I'm fortunate to where I've got um, my wife Susie, who's
Mhm.
she got her degree 45 years ago in communications, and she loves all the social media stuff. So I'm available for that. I'm comfortable with this. I mean, you and I got this going,
Right,
and
absolutely. Doing
yeah,
videos and social media,
and then I
those
got
are two big things in innovating for sure. And
yeah, and then I
uh,
got this millennial off to the side. My daughter Stephanie, who's my chief operating officer and broker and partner, and she keeps me on that edge also. So we have some pretty dynamic conversations over dinner at times.
that's great. It sounds like you have an awesome team going at the management level.
Yeah,
And what about the team environment at the agent level? I know that's been a huge thing with innovation. You're looking at different type of brokerages such as EXP and KW that are all promoting
right.
these types of mega teams or expansion teams. Do you have any examples like that in your own brokerage that you've hung your hat on or could use it as an example?
Yeah, we've got a couple of great teams in here, and I think the what differentiates us a little bit is that you've got your team leader, and that person is in charge. But let's face it, the accountability still falls off on the brokerage side. So we don't leave it all up to the team leader. We partner with that team leader,
Okay,
and then we are so we're coaching up the team leader, but we're also not afraid to coach up their folks either, their teammates. So we're an additional partner with that team leader, to where we can really motivate them. And then the other side of that is, if we see one of their teammates going wayward, we're able to pick up the phone and say, hey, have you checked in with
hmm,
Fred? Have you checked in with Sam? Have you checked in? From my point of view, they may need to, you may need to sit down with them and talk to them a little bit and bring them back in, or they may be going
totally.
away, whatever.
Extra support,
Yeah, yeah.
extra
That is,
guidance.
you really got to give everybody support. You got to support them with everything that you can, and a servant type attitude, just like you, Collin. It's just a servant attitude. What can I
Try our
help you?
best.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I kind of want to jump a little bit more into, what do you see like Zillow and Redfin? This is kind of going to the future now. Is like with how real estate is going. We have these other players. We have Redfin, we have Zillow.
Yeah.
Competition wise,
Uh-huh.
how do you see them playing into the real estate game and as a competition or as partnership? What do you see evolving around those types of companies and also iBuyers?
So I think all of those are valid. I think they're all valid, and I don't consider, for me to consider Zillow to be a competitor would be silly.
Okay.
They're nothing in common. A completely different model. Um, so the only competitor I really have is in my head, and you know about that. It's me. I'm competing with myself. Um, but I think that Zillow has a way of returning business back into the brokerage community. Some guys may not like that, but I think if you've got that going and you can attach yourself. Some people have great success with that Zillow side.
So Zillow has become more of a partner,
Yeah,
essentially.
yeah. It's like, okay, then, it's like if you approach everybody as the enemy, it's like, okay, you're not going to get much collaboration going on, and they're going to do their stuff, you're going to do your stuff, and nothing's going to come together in the middle and get done. And I think everybody's, I think there's several agents in my office who've done very well with Zillow.
As partnering with Zillow and essentially turning over those leads.
Yeah, and I also think that we all have to press each other to get better. It's like, I may not like what they're doing, but are they going to force me to do better at what I do?
Right. Hey, that's a great way to look at it.
Yeah.
And so along the line with partnering with Zillow, there is this whole stigmatism that Zillow, like you said, was a competitor and wanted to take over. Like right now, currently, are you investing with Zillow? Are you like working towards going that direction, or?
Yeah, Discovery is not. Some of my agents are.
Gotcha.
I'm totally invested in the agents that work here. So everything that we're doing is really geared towards driving business back to them. Via their listings, and really working towards that and helping them be able to do that. I think our social media presence is bar none and comparable to nobody else. I think we've done an amazing job with that. We're out front and center, and then our physical location is like crazy. We're not in a warehouse back with no signage. We're front and center.
Absolutely, no doubt. That is for certain. And so along with Zillow, there are other internet players, iBuyers, right? That's been a huge stigmatism just as a whole in the real estate industry. These investors that are coming out and purchasing homes sight unseen. Yeah. What are you guys doing to compete against them? And do you still see them as a threat?
No, I think iBuyers are a legitimate. I mean, iBuyers are nothing new for me. I mean, and I remember we used to have guaranteed sales back 40 years ago, to where they'd go in and buy a home from a builder, and the builder would say, if you don't sell it in so many weeks, we'll buy it, and all that. But I think iBuyers are a great place. It's a starting point. An iBuyer is a starting point for a seller.
Okay.
So, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's the start of the thought, right?
Yeah, okay, listen, an iBuyer may offer you X for your property. We've got access to that. Here comes the offer. Can you do better on the open market? Most likely, yeah, but then again, it's a seller's choice. And, they may have extenuating circumstances where they say, you know what, no, I don't want people coming through my house. No, I don't want that. No, I don't want to go through all that. Just give me the iBuyer. And if you've got that in your arsenal, I think it's a good starting point and a good place to be. It's a very small percentage right now. Will it grow? It depends on it depends on the market itself and whether or not sellers are willing to adapt to that. And we're right now going through with the COVID-19, we're going through some buyers who say, I don't have any desire to get into the property.
Right.
I'll just
they don't want to risk it.
They don't want to, and you know what? That's perfectly fine with us. And then the other side of it is, you think liability point of view, people will say, oh my gosh, the liability, they haven't seen it, all the rest of it.
Yeah.
I don't know about you, Collin, but the last time, pictures don't change.
It's true.
Eyesight and selective memory does. But pictures are pictures, and I think
as long as they're ethical and not overdoing Photoshop.
Well, yeah. Yeah, you're right.
I mean, you show up to a mansion and it ends up being a shed. It could be a big issue.
That would be a problem. We don't want to do that.
So I'd love to hear about where you see real estate going? What is your vision for real estate and also the real estate agent? What
Wow.
if, you know, can you elaborate on that?
I think that the market will always have a demand for quality realtors, people who can help them. Yeah, there's a lot of online activity, but I think that people need help from a professional, from a seasoned professional. You know, I don't do my own legal work
Right.
because I'm not qualified. You know,
Don't risk it.
I've got this crazy thing called the doctor when I get sick. You know, I go see the doctor, and you know, that's what we need. You're going to have a certain faction of buyers that are going to go online, and they're going to accomplish that themselves, and that's fine.
The do-it-yourself people.
But
Okay.
I don't think it's going to be the mainframe or the mainstay of the future of real estate, because it's still, you know, A, it's an emotional buy, but B, it's something that you can really put your hands around and wrap your arms around it and look at it, and really get, you know, decide what you want to do with it. And there's a difference between seeing it and touching it, which is kind of contrary to what I said earlier. But at the same time, you know, we've allowed the consumer to get to the information. It's up to us to make sure that they disseminate that information properly.
Yep.
And negotiate the transaction for them. You know, it may be difficult.
A huge purchase, right?
Yeah. You know, it's like, who's going to have the difficult conversation for you? So, with the other side. So that's our job.
Absolutely.
And micro market knowledge. You
okay.
know, negotiation skills, micro market knowledge. That's critical.
Absolutely. Knowing your area, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
No, inside and out.
Knowing your limitations as well.
Do you think that the range of a realtor will expand in upcoming years? In other words, they'll be forced to know a larger area just because of whatever it be, reduction in real estate agents, or just you know, buyers' ability to want to know different places, like live in a bunch of different places.
I don't know. I think it depends on where you're at. For us in Orange County, California, it's like I've always said, don't pay attention to what's going on in Frozen Toes, Wyoming. You know, because there's nothing in common here at all. And Orange County is a different breed completely. And it depends on whether or not that agent wants to become proficient in a bigger area, a larger area, and what his income or her income, what they need that to be, or what niche of the marketplace that they're going to work in. You know, are they going to work trustee sales? Are they going to work,
right?
You know, what are they going to do? And I mean, you're good at all those things, and you know, you decided that you wanted to get into some probate stuff and get into that niche at the end of last year. And so you put together a database for you to start working, and it's up for us to do the same thing and really work that database.
Totally.
And you know, and decide what segment we're going to work it, and you know, become the top guy.
Totally. So last question, where do you see the real estate market going in the next 12 years? I know it's a big question, but I like to end on it just because it's in front of everyone's mind.
Here's what, this isn't what I think, because you know, smarter guys than me have said this, is once this COVID-19 is over, that you're going to see a surge. And you're going to see a big surge of activity. And because the market was going very well until everyone got, you know, sequestered, right?
Right.
So now you've got, what I say right now is that the buyers that are in the market right now is your first team. You know, those are the A guys. Those are the guys that are totally motivated, totally in, and they're going to get the job accomplished. And then you've got the sellers that are in the market right now are the A sellers as well. Same thing, totally committed, ready to go. And those two guys are coming together and going to put great transactions together in this particular moment in time, this snapshot. But everybody who's taken themselves out is
They're
going to
waiting
get,
on the fence.
yeah, they're going to get right back in, because everybody does realize that, let's face it, you know, interest rates, it's like free money right now. So interest rates are low, and that's not going to last forever. And we don't have an affordability problem here in Orange County at all. Everybody says, well, you got an affordability problem. How do these people do it? Well, you know, it's interesting, because when you have a home that goes on the market for, let's say that, you know, 650, 700, you're getting 10 offers. That's not an affordability
Doesn't
issue.
seem like it.
That's a supply and demand issue. So, you know, we've got a supply demand issue that we need more housing for folks, and they're affording it just fine right now. So it makes sense, you know, and so that's where I see the market continuing.
Okay.
And a total supply and demand issue right now. And then, you know, Colin, the biggest age group right now coming out is the millennials.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I don't know anybody that doesn't want to own real estate. There is nobody you know, who says, you know what, no, I want to be a renter for the rest of my life. No, you know, everybody wants to buy, you know, the millennials are taking
There's something about owning the place that you live in, right?
Yeah, you know, control all
that. Well, Joe, thank you so much for taking time out of your schedule to come on and share a little bit about yourself and your business and everything that you know. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much, viewers. Please go ahead and subscribe to my channel. And thank you so much. We'll see you next time.